Every year in the NFL, it's a new team. As far as goals go, we have one. Putting a f***ing ring on our finger.
Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. This is Ralph Phillips.
I'm Molly Bay.
Today is August 13th, 2021. We have 27 days to kick off, one day until preseason smackdown of the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, we've got a good show for you today. We're going to talk about the preview coming up with the preseason game, things to look out for, things we're going to look out for. We got some news. Of course, I don't know. This is a hard one. We're kind of a little shook up. You know, we'll just get right into that real quick. If you're not aware, Mark Cook, one of the lead guys, used to be at the Pewter Report for a long, long time, who just left the Pewter Report a couple weeks ago, has died. He was a great Buccaneers fan. He was a stalwart in the industry. He was somebody that we all looked towards when he spoke about the Buccaneers, because not only was he a good media guy, but he was a good fan. He was a good Buccaneers fan. And we're really, really sad to hear about his passing. It's been all over social media. You know, everybody's just really surprised. There was no warning. There was no illness involved that I know of. We're not exactly sure what happened. I don't want to do any speculation. I'm sure things will come out in the wash, but his girlfriend, Daisy, had posted that he had passed. He had just bought what kind of car? Was it a Dodge?
It was a Challenger.
Dodge Challenger.
Pretty sweet looking.
He was very excited about that. So this was a shock and a surprise to everybody.
Well, and we had kind of meant to talk about this before, but he left Pewter Report on July 21st. I went back through his Twitter feed to see when he had tweeted that, and it wasn't really clear like why he left. And I know that they've gotten a bunch of new people, particularly lately, and I don't know if the company was kind of going in a different direction, but
yeah, there were some people that are a little miffed on social media about the way he was, I guess, unceremoniously released. I don't know if it was mutual. I don't think it was, but they said that Pewter Report hired a bunch of out-of-town guys, company guys. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I haven't followed it. Mm-mm. You know, it's a tough one. This is almost, this is probably worse than when the whole Justin Pawlinski stuff happened. Mm-hmm. That was a real tough one for us. It's just hard when you've got, we're all in this for the Buccaneers and the fans in the organization, and it's just, you feel like a family. Even if you disagree with people, even if you like to argue, which we all do. We love to argue about what player is better than this other player, and I think that's half the fun with it. And we had our arguments with Mark Cook and everything, but our disagreements. But you never want. I don't know. It's just sad. You never want this stuff to happen, and our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family.
And it's always hard, especially when they're young and it's unexpected. Yeah. And this just kind of seemed to come out of the blue.
We had 3 close family members die last year. Me and Molly did. 2 from my side of the family, 1 from hers, and they had both been large parts of our lives, for our whole lives. And, it last year was a tough year for everybody, just with everything going on. And it seems like this year has not gotten any better. I've had a lot of people die that are close. I had a friend of mine just a couple weeks ago commit suicide. And, I've got a lot of people, that they have people around them dying too. It just seems like it's in the air, and it doesn't feel good. Don't like it. We need to stop. Everybody just stop. Everybody live forever, okay?
Yeah. Get it together, guys.
From here on out.
Take your vitamins, get some vitamin D.
Yeah.
Diet, exercise, drink water. We'll live forever.
Yeah, definitely drink water. Took me a long time to figure that one out. But when I did, it changed my life. It's very strange.
Yeah. So we were really upset to hear about Mark. It was very sad. He was one of the few media members to me that like interacted with people on Twitter, just like normal Joe Schmoes. Yeah. And I feel like with our Twitter account, like a lot of the media people don't really want to interact with you because, you know, they feel like you're just trying to do it for clout or attention or whatever. And he was never like that. So I always appreciated that. And I didn't listen to Peter Report often, but he was the most enjoyable, I thought. I liked his humor the best. He was a little bit dry, like a good old Southern boy. So it was sad to see that. I was, in fact, telling Ralph this morning because his girlfriend had tweeted and said, please, Mark needs your prayers. And it was, you know, this morning before noon and then about 4 o'clock, Ralph went out and I was on Twitter and she had posted that he had passed. Or I think I saw it on Peter Report. And so I sent it to Ralph. It was just kind of, you know, we had just been talking about it. I was like, oh, there's something wrong with Mark Cook, you know. You know, his girlfriend's asking for prayers. I hope he's okay. And then, you know, a few hours later, he was not. So.
Yeah, he was 50 years old. And
younger than Ralph.
You have to bring that up.
Scary.
Yeah.
Well, it just, I don't know, it just freaks me out when people, very young people.
Yeah. Yeah,
See
Buccaneers.
How I saved that one? Did you like that?
Buccaneers Nation lost a good one today, guys. So, you know, give it a moment of silence. But let's not be despondent for the rest of the podcast.
I don't know. I'm kind of depressed.
I know. Well, you came to me. You were crying. I mean, you had tears in your eyes when you told me about it.
I'm not a crier.
You are a crier about everything, but no, you're very good at holding it in. Actually, long story about that, but anyhow, besides that, we have a good show for you guys. But let's get right down to it. We're going to start it off with the infamous fact checks and follow-ups. Yeah. We need an intro. We've been saying that for 5 years now.
Know.
We need some type of catchy tune for that. All right. Let's start it off. Now, most of them are follow-ups. I think there's only one fact check on there. Okay. So, again, we're doing pretty good with these fact checks. Not messing up too much. Follow-up. Okay, both the Tampa Bay Times and Greg Allman of The Athletic wrote books.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
They wrote books on the Buccaneers' 2020 season and their Super Bowl win. The Tampa Bay Times, the author is listed as Tampa Bay Times, which is very strange. I don't know why. There might be inside. It might say contributors or something, but
it was a group project.
It was a team effort. Well, it should be because it's a $40 book.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was like,
I wonder
what?
if it's just a compilation of all their reporting from the year.
I don't think they do that.
Yeah, that would be messed up. Wouldn't you be pissed? You're like, I could print this off the internet. Why am I paying $40?
Well, it would make them look really bad, too, I think, because of all the crap they pulled all year. The Tampa Bay Times book cost $40, and Greg Allman's book cost $15. Now, the Times sold at least, that I know of, 272 copies. So that's $11,000 right there. You know, so that goes back to what I was saying. You know, these guys profited off of the Buccaneers doing well, and even going against the media trying to bash them. So there's that. Follow up: who drafted O.J. Howard? Was it Lovey or Cutter? It was Cutter. 2017 draft.
Okay, but in my defense, Cutter was the offensive coordinator, so technically he was.
Well, if you want to get real technical, we could just say Light, because he was the general manager for both of them.
Kidding, yeah.
Although he didn't have much to do with personnel when Lovey was here. That was in Lovey's contract that he have full control or final say. I think it was final say or full control. I can't remember. But Lovey Smith controlled personnel. I don't know what Light did. I guess he just made the phone calls and got contracts written up. But O.J. Howard went 19th in the first round. So, yeah.
Wow, we picked 19th.
Pretty high up there. I know. Wow. That's like middle of the pack.
I know.
What? Follow-up. Who was the second stringer behind Carlton Davis last year? Now, I had said, I was just guessing. I was like, oh, SMB maybe? No, and you're going to be upset when you hear this.
Jamel Dean.
Nope. Keep going. I'll give you a hint. His number is 29. It was 29.
Ryan Smith.
Yes.
He never played. That's why he never played a quarter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was
so
like, oh,
weird.
man.
You know, he got shipped off. I think he's with the Texans now. And we just completely forgot about him. Like our special team stud, who the only one to do anything last year. The bar was pretty
Past
low,
few
though,
years.
so let's just say that.
And he's great. I mean, great, spectacular at special teams.
And we just, he's gone, and we just forgot about him.
Well, as for a Super Bowl team to only lose a special teams player, a backup corner, that's incredible. I mean, if that's the sacrifice we had to make, I'll go with it. How do you like my Joe Jaravicious jersey?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's old school, man.
Saw that 83. I thought it was Vincent Jackson.
Vincent Jackson, though.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a Vincent Jackson jersey.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, follow up. I didn't answer this one. Who is the next team to be forced to change their name? I didn't get an answer to that one. I forgot.
Well, you're not a future fortune teller.
Well, I was going on what we had said last year. Which team? I was going to go back and listen to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, fact check. I was wrong. There is no rule for the Redskins fans not being allowed to wear their gear, their jerseys and stuff. The old stuff.
Officially licensed.
Right. The rule is that no Native American headdresses or face paint.
Okay.
But we'll see how the old. I don't know if they'll be able to stop people from wearing old jerseys and stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. But
I think probably after a few years they can. I don't think they can do it right now. They'll piss everybody off.
Yeah.
People are already mad enough about the name change.
Yes.
The fan base.
Yes.
Did a lot of people wear headdresses and stuff?
Yeah. Well, I've got quite a few pictures of this guy. His name was Chief Z. He walked around the stadium in full Native American gear with a big headdress, and he was like the super fan. We've got
like the Jets guy who wears
exactly.
the hard hat and the
Yeah, and we've got
Big Nasty.
Big Nasty. So there's always one, the super fan, and this guy wore. I've got pictures of me with him in the stadium.
Cool.
And he passed away in 2016.
Oh.
Yeah, real sad.
We're rolling in his grave right now.
Yeah. Oh my, yes. Because he was he might have been Native American. I don't know. But also, in looking up the Redskins stuff, I found this very interesting. FedEx Field now does not accept cash. It's totally cashless. If you go there, you have to use a card or your phone.
I've heard of a few stadiums doing that, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I do not like that. Do not like that. I'm sorry. Call me old school, whatever you want to do. But, when you're doing everything digital or, you do everything with a card or your phone, it's really easy for them to cancel your accounts. And then all of a sudden your money's gone. You can't buy anything. You got cash. It's hard to take that away.
But is it just a matter of like you can use cash and put them on like credits on a card or something? Like I think they have these little ATM. I think they just don't want you giving them cash. But I think that they have these little like ATM things that you put cash in and it gives you a card, kind of like at arcades and stuff.
Okay, yeah, well that's fine.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about a cashless society and digital currency and everything. I'm like, no. Not a big fan of it. Sorry. It's just, all power will be abused, and you give banks and corporations the power to control your money. Yeah. You say the wrong thing, and next thing you know, all of your accounts are locked. You're like, whoa, or, you talk bad about somebody's mom or something. Next thing you know, you can't use your credit card. Yeah, no, not a fan of it.
Well, I don't keep cash anyway because I spend it, so.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm already cashless.
Okay. A follow-up. Gerald McCoy's, I just wanted to touch on base on this and give you a bigger rundown on it. Gerald McCoy's Raiders contract, it's 1 year, $1.25 million. So I said it was $1 million, but it's $1.25 million. He got a $150,000 signing bonus and $750,000 in incentives. So his base pay is about $1 million. Now, his Cowboys 2020 contract, he got a $3 million signing bonus. That just goes to show how far he's fallen, just because of his injuries. Now, he got $1 million in 2020, and he got $2 million this year in signing bonus from the Cowboys. So they've got $2 million dead cap space from him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this year.
That sucks.
His total earnings, let's see, he came in the league in 2009? I think it was 9. Yeah. Anyhow, all the way up through 2020, his total earnings have been $121 million.
That's just outrageous.
Yes. That's $11 million per year. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and this is going to surprise you. Tom Brady's total earnings have been $264 million through 2020 last year. $12.6 million a year.
That's crazy.
Square that circle.
I know.
$12.6 million a year average for the GOAT. It's like, what?
I know.
The guy's
outrageous.
It's nuts, yeah.
Gerald McCoy was drafted in 2010. So
Okay,
Molly
you were
was
right. You were right.
Okay. What?
That was huh?
My headphones aren't working.
I was sneezing. Had something in my eye.
Throat.
And like I said, that was the last year of the big contracts for rookies. Okay, follow up. With the preseason game Saturday against the Ravens, the Saints. What in the world?
It's getting late for us.
It is. The Saints have still not announced a starting quarterback. Cheating Peyton said he wants to see both quarterbacks take starting snaps in all 3 preseason games.
Oh, excellent. They have a quarterback
competition. Yeah, sounds like they still cannot decide.
I love this.
And we won't know until right before the season starts, probably a few days before the first game.
Here's the thing, though, when you're having a quarterback competition, you can't get all these snaps with the starters. Yeah. And so if they're splitting snaps, you're not building rapport. And, Hill, what's his first name? Taysom Hill. He didn't get first team reps last year because Drew Brees was there. So he's never, I don't know how much rapport he's ever been able to build with these people.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he runs all the time.
I know.
He can't get rapport with the receivers.
Ooh. I'm having a hard time.
Jameis Winston, in his press conference, called Alvin Kamara and Latavius Murphy, this is quote, one of the best back tandems in the league. Yeah, I'm pulling that soundbite, and we're going to play it all the time because it's funny. He just flat out says condoms. They are one of the best back condoms in the league. He did catch himself, though. But
Jameis.
Yeah, it's funny. Between that and the dummies, the tackling dummies,
they're getting a full taste of Jameis down in New Orleans.
All right. Okay, this is the last one. Follow up. Okay. We had talked about Carl Nassib coming out as being gay, and that we said this has happened before. Well, I want to get more precise with that. Okay. It has happened before, and I grew up watching Billie Jean King, Arthur Ashe. I don't know. It just seems like the whole gay thing is so 80s, But Michael Sam. Michael Sam was the first openly gay NFL player. Now, in 2014, he was drafted. He came out as gay before the draft. He was drafted by the Rams, but was released before the start of the regular season. So, since he did not officially play in an NFL game.
Oh, and you know what? I think that's what they were saying. Because they were very specific with the wording with Carl. I feel like they said he was the first openly gay active NFL player. I think that they threw the active in there.
They did, because check this out. This is hilarious. Okay. This is what I want to get to. Okay. It's like stats. You know how they have a stat for everything? Mm-hmm. You get a guy gets tackled and they go, that's the first time a guy wearing the number 23 has run for 7.4 yards in the month of September at 43 degrees. Isn't that amazing?
Since 2014.
That's the one that always kills
throw
me.
That in there.
They make it sound like it's something special.
Years. Yeah, they just arbitrarily pick a starting year. And
yes. Okay, so there's gay stats. There are gay stats, and we're going to go through them.
Oh, no.
Okay, so Michael Sam was the first openly gay NFL player, but unfortunately he didn't take an NFL snap. Mm-hmm. So Carl Nassib gets the crown as the first openly gay active NFL player. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, there's only been one player who's publicly come out as gay or bisexual, and that's Carl Nassib, while they were active and playing the sport. Okay. 6 former NFL players have come out publicly after they retired. Dave Kopay was the first one in 1975.
Wow.
Kwame Harris was the last one in 2013. Okay? Now, that's only 6 guys, and there's been tens of thousands of NFL players. Mm-hmm. Only 6 of them. We know there's been more than that, and they don't come out. They haven't announced it, I imagine, because they don't care to. It's not the NFL culture that has kept these guys from announcing to the world because, they're already retired. They can announce it, NFL, something. So, it's just, I think people that aren't gay make a bigger deal out of it than people that are gay.
Yeah. Well, they've lived with it their whole lives where they're like,
yeah, it's like,
who I am.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's who I am. So, okay.
Big deal.
I would imagine the vast majority of them do it because it's a private matter. I don't talk publicly about my sexual preferences, and I'm sure you're very happy about that, aren't you? So, anyhow, we've had 6 former. Nassib holds the crown as the only active gay player. Okay, we had Michael Sam, who I guess we'll say he was the first drafted openly gay.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay.
First publicly gay
player. And how
player.
Pissed is he now? Because
he holds the crown.
But everyone's gonna think it's Carl Nassib.
Yeah, you're right. But he holds this crown. He's got this stat. Okay. He is the first publicly gay player to play in the Canadian Football League.
Oh, okay.
Bam. There we go. So he's got that one. Hold on, it gets better. Okay. In college football, Division III player Connor Mertens came out as bisexual in January 2014, becoming the first active college football player at any level to publicly come out as bisexual. That's different. Okay. In August 2014, Arizona State player Chip Serafin became the first publicly out active Division I player when he came out as gay.
Wow.
It gets better. Okay. Scott France in 2017 publicly came out as gay, joining Mike King Johnson as 2, I guess it's a tie, as 2 of the first openly gay players in the NCAA Division I football subdivision. It just goes on and on.
It goes on like that.
Later that same year, France became the first openly gay college football player to play in a game for an NCAA Division Football Bowl subdivision school.
Were they not playing in games before?
I guess they were. It was before they snapped the ball. Okay. In 2018, Bradley Kim of the Air Force Academy came out as gay, thus becoming the first openly gay football player to play for any military academy in the United States. We're just going.
That's also like a website that keeps track of all this?
Yeah. It's called Wikipedia.
No.
That's where I got all this from. No. In 2018, Division II Wyatt Pertsuset of Capital University became the first openly gay college player to score a touchdown. So, you got all these gay stats, but that's the first one that had any football stats. So apparently they don't do anything, I want to know when the first gay tackle was.
They don't have that?
I didn't see it.
Wow.
I don't know. Carl Nassib. When Carl Nassib makes a tackle this year, that'll be the first gay tackle in active NFL player history. There we go. All right, let's root for Carl.
Get a tackle. I think he can do it.
Yeah, I've got 6 more here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Okay. It's a little overkill.
Okay. So it's gay stats. We're going to do gay stats from here on out. It's a new segment in the podcast. All right, so that covers the fact checks and follow-ups. That was a fun one. The news with the Buccaneers, it's not a whole lot going on. You know, of course, we did not have practice today, and we won't have practice, or we didn't have practice Thursday. No practice Friday. Got the game Saturday. The game is at what, 7?
7:30.
7:30.
So this is part of my news. Tropical Depression Fred is incoming. All you Tampa residents, you know it. So the game may be moved earlier, is what BA was saying.
Okay.
It's not going to be. So
if you don't follow us on some social media, follow us. We'll let you know if that happens.
If that happens. Fred is supposed to hit early Sunday morning. So they think, 7:30 Saturday night, you're probably getting the first part of the storm. So BA said they might move it earlier in the day if they're going to move it, but they're not going to move it to Sunday.
It's not supposed to hit Tampa till Sunday, right? But
yeah,
it'll probably be nasty.
Yeah. So if the game's at 7:30 Saturday night, it's probably going to start. They'll probably get some rain off and on. Yeah. Starting then. So.
Bucks cheerleaders will be at the Florida Home Show September 3rd to 6th at Florida State Fairgrounds. If anyone wants to go check them out.
You get your tickets, Ralph? You get your tickets?
They need love too. Cheerleaders need love.
They do. We go give them love every time we go.
Man,
we get you a
do.
picture. Oh, Lord. Okay, so the Saints have announced that they are going to have fans in person in their stadium. However, you have to show proof of vaccination or a negative PCR test within 72 hours before the game. You have to get tested before you go. So that's what the Saints are doing. Yep.
So this is for the preseason game?
All season.
Only vaccinated people can go to the game?
Or you have to have a negative COVID test.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
That is all the news I have today. Let me look at
for the Buccaneers.
All of it.
All of it.
Well, okay. So this is related to our season opener. Dak Prescott is getting another MRI. So he's come off shoulder surgery, and they're saying he has been throwing. He was able to throw with Amari Cooper on Tuesday as they both come back from injury, but he's getting another MRI. So we'll see with that. We need to keep an eye on that, of course, for the season opener.
Well, there's a good place to keep an eye on that. And it would be Hard Knocks.
We didn't watch Hard Knocks.
I know. Oh I didn't even know it had come on.
That
is how weird this offseason has been.
Yeah, but we didn't watch it last year either. I think we watched like 2 or 3 episodes and then we stopped.
Who was it last year? Awful. Was it Philadelphia?
I want to say it was the Raiders again.
I don't remember.
Or the Rams, maybe?
Well, it's the Cowboys this year, and their first show on HBO was Tuesday. And I haven't heard anything about it. Nothing. It's weird because that's usually when football season starts for us. It's Hard Knocks. And I didn't even think to look. It's weird.
It was in 2020. It was the Rams, but I thought it was also I thought they did both of them. The Chargers. Yeah, it was. It was the Chargers and the Rams.
They had two Hard Knocks?
Yeah, and I think they're in the same stadium, so I think they just did both teams. And
yeah, we didn't watch it last year.
I think we watched like an episode and it was just horrible. We were just like, I can't deal with this. Because I think they made it all about the COVID.
Oh, that's right.
And it was just too much.
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to see that.
We're living it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We know. So yeah, we'll check that out. That'll give us something to watch.
Yeah.
And then it comes on Sundays?
I think it's Tuesdays, 10 p.m.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
We'll have to watch that.
Yeah, we'll have to look at.
Yeah, we definitely need to keep an eye on that since we're playing them in the season opener.
Yeah.
Yay! But yeah, so Dak got an MRI on the shoulder, and the Cowboys site. This is how they open it. It's a setback, or they said it's not a setback. And it's not a reason to worry.
Then that means it's a reason to worry.
I know, that's what I said. It's not a reason to worry, but he's getting an MRI.
Well, I want to see us. So in the current, if you haven't watched it, the Buccaneers organization has been doing this series called In the Current for the past few years, and they do a great job with it. They really do. The one thing I have against it is they kind of focus on the main players. They got Gronkowski and Brady and Evans and all that. I'd like to see the littler guys or the not so famous guys get some screen time, particularly our boy Nacho. I've only seen a couple clips of him, and everybody in the organization said he's the biggest shit talker on the team. And we don't get to experience that. And I want to experience it. We've seen JPP, he's out there getting up in people's faces and all that. You see Devin White, they've always got him mic'd up, and he's always talking crap out there. But if Nacho is the biggest shit talker, I want to see him mic'd up. I want to see, some video of him. And he takes quite a few snaps. It's not like he's sitting on the bench. For the whole game. I mean, he gets
he played the whole
of the
season
snaps
last year with Vita out.
Yeah, when Vita was out, he got out there and played. And he was also, speaking of the media, how they went after the Buccaneers, with Brady and Arians and Brady doing the preseason practice during the pandemic. Remember they went after Nacho for the dog thing.
Oh, yeah, the dog thing.
Yeah, which to come to find out, he was totally in the right. And they made it sound like he was abandoning dogs in the middle of the street. He was pretty upset about that one. But, he seems like a really cool guy and, a very good locker room guy. And I'd like to see more. I'd like to know more about him, see him on the field and how he interacts with the guys off the field and everything. And we just don't get to see that. So,
Well, when Carl Nassib was with us, they said how crazy he was, but you never got a sense for that when he was in front of a camera. No. So I think some guys, they just keep it to themselves. Where you would like to see that side of them, I don't think they'd ever show it in front of a camera.
Well, it might be it. it. So we've got a game coming up Saturday.
Oh, wait. I do have one more piece of news.
Yes.
Sorry about this. We signed Earl Watford back, the offensive lineman, who I'm very excited about. I like Earl. Yeah. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife of a lineman. We had him parts of the last 2 seasons, right? He's kind of been in and out, and he's one of BA's guys from Arizona, and so he knows the system. He knows BA.
Very
BA
solid
calls
player.
him. Yeah, BA calls him every time we're short. Anytime we need somebody, he's here. So he is back. We've had so many injuries with our depth, so I think we need a little more there. So he's going to offer that for this preseason game. So I'm excited. He'll be back.
Nice. Yeah, it seems like the offensive line, of course, finding a good offensive lineman is probably the hardest thing to do in the NFL. Yes. And we've got a great offensive line, and we've got a little bit of depth, but you always want as much depth as you can on the offensive line. So those guys get hurt, and you have to have somebody good to replace them. You can't have a bad offensive lineman. You can't. It shows up immediately.
Ask Kansas City.
Ooh. Burn.
Shots fired.
Burn. It don't matter. They could have had a brick wall out there and we were going to get to them.
That's true. Okay. So we are playing the Cincinnati Bengals at home. BA has said that our starters are going to get reps. So everyone's going to play. That is different from what the Bengals are doing. They're holding several people out, and a lot of veterans. They're like, yeah, we don't really need to see what they can do. Yeah.
What, have you looked at their roster?
I know.
I only recognized like 2 people on the roster.
I know. Even the people they have holding out, they're like, oh, these veterans don't need. I'm like, I don't even know who they are.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They're going against the Super Bowl champs. And they're going to hold their guys out?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. They're going to have a great year.
I know. Well, and Joe Burrow is not playing, and they don't even know if he's going to play at all in preseason. Well, he tore his ACL, MCL, I think partial PCI, all the CLs. He tore them in December. CLs. All the CLs in December. So he's coming back from that, and I was reading on it, and he is apparently a little skittish in the pocket, as a lot of cornerbacks get when they come back from injury. And so there was an article, I think from like NBC or something, where they said it's mental, not physical. And he, basically said like, yeah, I'm scared to get hit. So that's probably why they don't want him in against us, because
yeah, that would make sense.
JPP and Shaq are just chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
So on the Buccaneers side, I just want to talk briefly about what we are going to be looking at this preseason game. Of course, I'm excited to see the starters start and just watch them kind of get the rust off and see how much juice they got in the tank, see how well they're working together. Yeah,
me and Molly were talking about that last night. One of the things I'm excited to look at, they'll probably get 2 series, maybe. It's going to be weird this year because there's only 3 preseason games. There's always been 4, and there's been a routine where you start off, but you have 1 series in the first game for the starters, and then 2 series in the second game, and then they play a half in the third game, and then they don't even play in the fourth game. We don't know what it's going to be like for teams, and I think they're all trying to figure it out. But I think we'll probably get 2 series out of the starters. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what BA was talking about.
Okay.
And, Tom Brady said he'd play the whole game if BA would let him.
He would. But I want to see what the communication is like on the offense. That's my big thing I want to see. Now, if the receivers aren't in positions, or it looks like bad balls and not good communication between the quarterback and the receiver, I don't think that's going to be necessarily a indication that these guys aren't on the same page as far as the playbook is concerned. To me, that's going to be that they're adding stuff this year that they didn't have last year, and they're going to be trying it out during the preseason. The one thing about BA is he doesn't really change his style. He's a pretty set guy. He's been the same at Pittsburgh and Arizona and here. It's pretty much the same stuff. But it'll be interesting to see if they decide to throw in a little different.
Try out some
little bit
stuff.
Of because they got all the weapons back and all that stuff.
Everybody's healthy. They're saying AB looks like he did 4 or 5 years ago.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, and he's out there talking crap too.
Yeah.
I
love that. And then JPP, same thing. They're like, oh yeah, he's like fully healthy and he hasn't been in 2 years. And you're like, what? How is that even possible?
JPP.
It's just gonna be an
well, you don't want him fully healthy, that's for sure, if you're on the offense of the other team. So, I'm not going to be shocked if we don't see him. Now, what I expect to see, I don't expect them to actually do anything different than they normally do, but I do expect to see us like clockwork out there. I think because, towards the end of the season, we were just killing it. We were fine-tuned machine, and I think that's going to continue. I think we're going to see very few mistakes from the offense in this preseason game. We'll probably score as soon as we get the ball.
Yeah. I think so too. And, I feel bad for the Bengals a little bit.
I'm so glad I'm not a girl who feels bad for their opponent, man.
We do this every year. Okay.
Every year.
Every time. I would like to see, we got our training camp warriors this year. Jalen Darden and Ross Cockrell. I want to see what they can do against jerseys of a different color. Jalen, it's mostly Jalen because Ross Cockrell, he's proven. We've seen him. He played well last year.
Yeah.
And so I'm thrilled that he's getting the looks and attention in camp, and I would love to see that translate Saturday. Jalen Darden is the wild card, our draft pick. So, this is going to be his first taste of the NFL, so we will see how this goes.
Yeah. Who were you talking about again? Darden?
Yeah.
Okay.
the receiver.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Joe Tryon.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'm really curious about that. You know, Ralph and I, not big on the draft. However, with the caveat that Jason Light is amazing with the draft and talent evaluation. So I have been thrilled to death with almost all of his picks. And, you know, Roberto Aguayo, we're not going to talk about that. That was not a pick. That didn't happen.
Who?
Exactly. But I love his evaluation of players, and I think him and BA together are just phenomenal. And so we don't know anything about college players, and so it's always just a complete surprise for us when they come into the league. And I'm really excited to see what he can do. JPP and Shaq have talked him up.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of hype. We get people in our comments asking, what do we, you know, how do we think he's going to do? I could see, you know, 5-6 sacks on the year for him, maybe more. Yeah. I mean, Carl Nassib did it. Right? In rotation with JPP and Shaq. So I have no reason to believe that Joe Tryon couldn't do the same thing. Yeah. So I am excited to see that. And in the preseason game, when Shaq and JPP probably aren't getting as many snaps, you know, 1 or 2 series, we'll probably see a lot of him. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, and those guys aren't going to push themselves hard. This is a preseason game. They're just going to go out there and kindly go through the motions. The first stringers, anyhow.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing we always love about preseason games, watching the second, third stringers, because most of those guys are playing for a job, so they're out there acting balls to the wall, man. Kyle Trask, I hope we get to see him. I don't know how much we're going to get to see him. I don't know if they'll put Ryan Griffin out there or not. You know, because like we said, he's probably going to go to the practice squad, and he's been here, 7 years? So
he does not need the reps.
He does not need the reps. So it wouldn't surprise me if they maybe put Griffin out there for 1 series and then Trask went in for the rest of the game.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So he might end up playing from the mid-third quarter on. That's just what could happen, I think.
Yeah. I'd love to see it because I've watched nothing on him. I don't know anything about him. Yeah. I don't know who's going to call the plays. Of course, Byron has some kind of personal issue. It's been upgraded from personal issue to a very personal issue. That's what BA said today or yesterday. So I don't know if he's going to be there or not, but BA will get on the mic if that's the case. I am very curious to see how much special teams has improved in this year. This is one of the areas where we've kind of invested the most in the off season, I think, as far as bringing in talent specifically for special teams. So
Darden will be back there most likely.
Darden.
They got Jaden Mickens as the punt returner, right?
Yeah, on the first unofficial depth chart.
Yeah, so, you know, we'll see. We saw him all year last year for the most part. You know, we know what we got with him.
Yeah. I would love to see what Jalen can do. And then also that KJ Britt, the linebacker that we drafted, he is supposed to be a special team stud. So
good.
Well, I know, exactly.
Yeah, well, we lost Ryan Smith, and he was probably, he's easily top 3 in the league, as far as. That really hurt. We were special teams. We've said this. That was our weakest spot. I mean, it wasn't horrible by any means. It was about average. But Ryan Smith was really, really good. And we don't have him anymore. So it seems like they drafted specifically with special teams in mind. So we've got, 3 players who are really good on special teams that we drafted. So that's going to be something we're going to really, really keep an eye on.
Yeah. And I lost my spot. So we'll also see Tanner Hudson. I want to see if he steps up. If BA calling him out publicly has the impact BA hopes it does. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he's a special teams guy too.
Yeah.
And, did not impress. So.
Yeah. It's a shame. That's one of those guys where you get so excited about him. He had that one preseason game that I was just like, whoa, he's awesome.
Yeah, you root for him.
And he had so many chances last year and just didn't do. He actually did bad. So,
yeah.
I hope he improved. I hope he's improved. It wouldn't surprise me, though, if he's not on the team after cuts.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I want to go over kind of what the Bengals are watching for so we can get a little context on our side.
Can I say this real quick?
Yes.
I went through the roster, and I don't think I've ever gone through a roster where I didn't recognize. I think I've recognized 3 people. They've got their starting wide receiver is Jamar Chase. He's a rookie. This is the first year.
Yeah, well, A.J. Green went to the Cardinals in the offseason.
Well, but they still
lost him. He's been like a staple there for years.
Yeah, well, as long as...
I've been a fan, I think.
Yeah, well, as long as Dalton was there, I think. But they got Tyler Boyd. He's still there as a receiver, but, he's nothing there. But, I mean... There's nobody. Does anybody recognize these names? I'm going to go through all their starters real quick. Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jonah Williams, Quentin Spain, Trey Hopkins, Michael Jordan. I know that name. Not in football. Riley Reef. I know him. Minnesota. Tackle. Right tackle.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I think he played. Did he play left tackle there in Minnesota?
Oh, we played him.
Yeah. CJ Uzoma, we know him, tight end.
English?
Uzoma. Okay. Joe Burrow, of course, and Joe Mixon, running back.
Okay. I didn't recognize any.
Yeah, it gets worse on defense. We got defensive end, Sam Hubbard, nose tackle, DJ Reader, defensive tackle, Larry Ogunjobi. I think I vaguely remember him. What happened to their defensive tackle they had? That was awesome.
Geno Atkins?
Yeah, Geno Atkins. Where's he at?
I don't know.
Did he go somewhere?
Did he retire?
God. How did we not hear about that?
Oh my gosh, that would be so awful if he retired.
So they got defensive end Trey Hendrickson, linebacker Logan Wilson, linebacker Jermaine Pratt, linebacker Logan Wilson. We got 2 Logan Wilsons? No, it's the same guy, 55.
Oh my gosh, I just Googled Geno Atkins and we have the same exact birthday.
Wow.
What? And the same year and everything. Same day.
What have you done with your life, Molly?
Nothing. So he... Okay, in 2020, December of 2020, he was placed on IR after undergoing shoulder surgery, an injury he had since training camp. He finished the season with only 1 tackle through 8 games.
Whoa.
So I guess, I don't know, and they don't have...
Did they cut him?
Did he retire?
He's not anywhere on the roster.
That is crazy.
Depth chart. Whoa.
That is so weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Oh, I guess he's a free agent.
Nobody's picked him up? He was so big. He was huge there for a couple years. That's all everybody talked about. Mm-hmm. And then he just kind of went...
Oh, yeah, he is a free agent because there's an article on 12thmanrising.com. 5 free agents Seahawks should sign. And they trying to get Geno Atkins. So I guess the Bengals let him go. So they let A.J. Green go. They let Geno Atkins go. I
the
was
Ginger
looking,
Bomber. They let him go.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize this. So Marvin Lewis, was the coach there forever. I remember him getting fired. Mm-hmm. And then I never paid any attention to the team after that because Zach Taylor, the coach, has been there since 2019. I was like, what? Like, I thought he was a new coach this year. I had no idea. This is third year. Wow. But I feel like on the lines of the roster thing, like it kind of feels like they're rebuilding, but it's been this your 3rd year, bro. How are you still rebuilding?
Yeah, it's a little too long for rebuilding there.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is it. I mean, if he doesn't do something this year, chances are he's good. Gone. Yeah. You don't get 3 years in the NFL as a head coach.
No, I'm surprised he's still there.
And they ended up, what was their record last year? They were, let me see, real quick, I've got it, 4-11.
Ooh.
Yeah, so.
Yikes.
And then let's see, what were they the year before that? In his 2 seasons, he's won 6 games. They were 2-14. Yeah, he's going to have to make the playoffs this year.
Dude.
You can't even just have a winning record now. You got to at least make the playoffs.
There's no way you're doing that in the AFC.
Not with the
Where
Ravens.
the FC North?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Not
You
with
got
the
Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Ain't happening. It's not happening.
And the Browns.
So
I mean, the Browns
and the Browns now.
They're the
Dang, you let the Browns run by you? Like, what are you doing, Zach? What in the world?
Yeah, that's the ultimate failure right there.
Yeah.
Woo.
In their defense, like the Browns been rebuilding for like 30 years, so they got a head start.
30-year
Oh
rebuild.
gosh. They probably talk about us the same way.
Well, they can all they want to. We got 2 Super Bowls. How many they
baby.
got?
That's
I remember
right.
back when they were good with Bernie Kosar. Back in the 80s.
Who was that?
Exactly. Before you were born, man. They were not a very good team.
All right. So let's talk about what we can expect from them on Saturday. Okay, so their backup quarterback, Brandon Allen, is playing most of the first half, while the offensive line probably won't do more than a drive or two. So the starting offensive line is going to get a drive or two. Backup quarterback is going to be most of the first half.
So their backup quarterback, Brandon Allen, is an undrafted quarterback. He came in the league in 2016, signed with Jacksonville, and then waived by Jacksonville 4 months later, then claimed by the Rams, and then put on injured reserve in 2017. He was waived by the Rams in 18, put on the practice squad by the Rams, and then left the Rams for Denver after the Rams cut him. He was waived. Denver picked him up in 2019, and he played none with them, and then he was picked up by as free agent by Cincinnati last year. And I don't know if he's taken an NFL snap. Let me see about this.
Well, he is
Oh
going
my
to
gosh,
get...
we're going to kill them.
I know. Even our second stringers. This is just going to be... It's going to be a bloodbath, guys.
Yeah. This is going to be one of those games where we get absolutely nothing out of it. We'll just practice our tackling and blocking. That's all this game is good for.
You kind of get into game speed. I think it's...
Oh, he started 8 games. 5 with Cincinnati last year. 3 with Denver in 2018.
Probably when Burrow injured all the CLs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Had 142 passes last year with a 63.4 completion percentage.
Oh, that's not bad.
5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Okay. Go ahead, Brandon. We'll see what you got, buddy.
A quarterback rating of 44.9.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah. 7 sacks. So, yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. We're not going up against great competition here, guys, so don't expect us to really show off a lot.
Their starting center, Trey Hopkins, is going to be on the bench, and also defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi has a hamstring. He's not playing. And then they have a third tackle, Fred Johnson, who had a quad injury, and he could play, but he just returned to practice on Wednesday, and they're keeping him out, and they also might keep some of their defensive backs out. Their top 2 running backs, Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine, are going to be limited. And then...
Oh, they got a running back named Chris Evans. What? Captain America?
Captain America
is playing running back for the Cincinnati Bengals. So they got Michael Jordan and Chris Evans. Whoa.
He retired, so he was looking for something to do.
Who, Chris Evans retired?
Captain America? Hello?
What?
Captain America retired at the end of the Avengers.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Duh.
Yeah.
Ralph. He's going to be a footballer now. Okay, and then they said this from the Cincinnati Bengals website, that they'll use the kickers, 5th rounder Evan McPherson, I don't know who he is, and vet Austin Siebert equally. So, there we go there.
Did you say the kickers?
Yeah, kickers, plural.
Austin Siebert and McPherson? Mm-hmm. McPherson's a rookie. They drafted him.
Yeah. Their defense is only going to be on a handful of snaps. A lot of veterans, they're going to sit them.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
They need to have these guys out here every snap, especially against our first string. Against our second string. They can learn something.
Yeah.
Good
they have
Lord.
a rookie right guard, Jackson Carman, and the head coach said that he has to lose a few pounds, and he has time to play his way into the opening day lineup, is what they said. And apparently their offensive line is just a mess. So
they got Michael Jordan on their offensive line. So. Maybe he'll play as good as he did in baseball.
Yeah. Okay. So
Wow.
they are debuting new uniforms. So this will be the first we see of their new uniforms. I don't know if I would have known that they had new uniforms if I didn't already read it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I recognize, I don't know.
I've always digged I like the Bengals uniforms.
I like them too.
Yeah,
And
it's stripy.
Yeah.
It's Bengal.
And the orange, yeah, it really pops. I think it's a good color combination.
The Browns got rid of the Browns wording on the side of their pants. I love that. I thought it was great.
Too. Yeah. There's only so much you can do with their.
Should have a big poop emoji on the side of their helmets. The Browns. Why are they? They're called the Browns and they have orange helmets. I've never understood.
I know. And then wasn't the helmet the logo? So they had like a orange
a helmet on their helmet.
Yeah. I don't know. It just
Kansas City Chiefs. That was the team that we said is going to forced to have their name changed next.
Oh yeah.
I
think they were trying to.
Yeah. Kansas City Chiefs.
You can't do the tomahawk chop.
Right. Yeah,
right?
and
Didn't they be on that?
And the Redskins anthem song or whatever it's called, they can't
Hail
do that
to
anymore.
the Redskins?
Yeah. Well, it says Redskins. So they got to redo their whole name.
Oh no.
And the Redskins did some type of chop. Yeah, some type of name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's all gone. So yeah, it's the Chiefs. I knew there was somebody that they're going to film next, and it'll probably be the Patriots after that.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you know Zach Taylor, this head coach that they've had since 2019, was a former Buccaneer? He was a Buccaneers quarterback in 2007. He got cut before training camp.
Zach Taylor?
Yeah. Do you remember him?
No.
Okay.
Huh.
It happened. So he probably wants to beat us bad, but it's not going to happen.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's preseason. Doesn't matter. It's just
I know.
you're just out there. I don't care if we win or lose. It's just I want to see some guys fighting for their job.
Yeah, and then, here's another thing. They do have a little bit of drama. Well, I don't know if it's drama, but their 4th-year safety, Jesse Bates, is on the last year of his rookie contract, and they cannot come to an agreement on an extension. Now, this is his 4th year, so next year they can do the 5th-year option with him, but they were trying to get an extension done. He wanted an extension done, and it's not happening, so they kind of got him.
Wow.
Yeah. The media, he went in front of the media, and they asked him, and he said, well, I guess I just didn't show them what they wanted to see. And so you're kind of like, and
he's a 100-yard or 100 tackler every season he's been in.
Yeah, and he's never missed a start.
Yeah.
And
he's got 9 interceptions.
Yeah, they said he had a career year in 2020, like Pro Football. I know, Pro Football Focus.
He's had 31 pass defenses.
Yeah, they said they rated him the #1 safety, I think. So he thought.
Who did that? Pro Football Focus?
Yeah. So Jesse Bates thought, hey, I'm a shoe in for a contract extension. And the Bengals are like, no thanks.
Sounds like the Bengals don't want to keep anybody that's good over there.
I don't know.
They're just doing a complete mix-up.
Don't know.
Maybe they're the farm team. Seems like we always have a farm team every year. It used to be the Browns, but looks like they're trying to win stuff now. So Jacksonville and the Bengals are the new farm teams.
Lordy.
Glad it's not us anymore.
I know.
Remember
Right?
when the Patriots were getting all of our players?
Oh my God, that
Blount?
would piss me off. Underwood, remember Underwood?
Oh yeah,
With the hair.
yeah. And we had a tight end that went through.
Me. I know.
Who was that tight end that was really good that they ended up keeping for years? But LeGarrette Blount. Oh, that was a hard one for me to take, man. When we got rid of him, I was so upset about that.
Yeah. So we got Giovanni Bernard. So I wonder if he'll start against his old team. He'll play.
I hope we make him captain for a day.
I know.
Let him go out there and do the
I know.
the coin toss.
Yeah.
I always love it when coaches do stuff like that. I really do.
Okay. All right. So that is all I got.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm done too. So we're going to wrap this up. Guys, we got a big game tomorrow. First football of the season. Oh, gosh. So good. We watched the Redskins and Patriots game. It was nice to see Chase Young strip sack Cam Newton. He didn't even see it coming. Oh, man. It was so good.
Well, and it's Cam going against his former coach, Ron Rivera.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fitzpatrick was throwing some deep balls out there. Heineke didn't look that great. So maybe they did make the right move there.
Well, for now.
Yeah.
Until Fitzmagic becomes Fitztragic.
And Adam Humphries is with the Redskins.
I can't believe that.
I did not know that.
I was surprised that, he didn't do anything at the Titans, which I was, upset about.
Yeah.
I really liked him. I wish we had kept him. But, yeah, good to see him at the Redskins getting the football team getting another crack at it.
Yep. All right, guys. Big game tomorrow. It's going to be fun to watch. Finally got some football coming. Man, get to see our boys back out on the field, hurting people, doing stuff, scoring points, being champions. We're champions, guys. We're defending champions. Oof,
defending champions.
Feels so good. It's been fun just rubbing in people's faces all year. And just walking through, people are always like, hey, and then they always ask, how long have you been a Buccaneers fan? Are you, what was it they asked, are you a bandwagoner? Did you join because of Brady?
They go, did you become a fan because of Brady? That one pisses me off.
And
you don't even know what I had to endure to get here. You have no idea.
Don't make me show you my football fan calluses.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh my goodness.
It's just infuriating.
Yeah, it's been a lot of pride walking around with all my gear, man. Loved it. And I want to do it again next off season. Tomorrow's starting it. Tomorrow's the day. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us till next time.
Go Bucks.